Hey friends, I'm gonna do my best to keep my boys asleep in the other room over there, so I'll speak softly. I hope that you can hear me well enough. Today is a day. Today is a day that for me has been feeling so much lighter than the past chunk of time. So I want to pull some cards on this for us and just see how this collective energy has shifted, because I hope and I want you to understand that you're not alone. You're a part of a web, and when one of our energies shift, all of our energy shifts. It's really, really interconnected, and it's really important that we understand that, because for one thing, it helps us remember that we're not alone. For another thing, it helps us remember the impact that we can have when we choose to live in our heart space and to navigate the world from that place, because that's really how we build the world that we want to live in. If you want to read more about this and learn more about this way of directing your life, I would love to share my book with you. You can find the link for that in my links. And for now, we'll go ahead and start pulling some cards. I hope you're all having a good week and a good day so far, and that this reading can provide some direction and clarity for you as well. So the first card that I pulled is the Quiet Time card. And in this deck, this card is kind of like the Hermit in the tarot deck. It really speaks to a time of introspection, of contemplation, of deepening everything that you have been working on. And what I'm receiving now as my channel is opening wider and wider is that Spirit is saying that they have been giving you so much to work on. You've had so many things that have been keeping you busy, and now you've gone through this process of clarifying which of those things it actually is that you want to dive deeper into. So they're saying, let some things rest on the periphery. It's safe to do that. You don't have to be giving attention to everything right now in order to be bringing everything with you. You're not gonna let anything go, really. It's all coming with you. But there are certain things right now where it's actually encouraged, not only safe, but encouraged for you to really go inward into yourself. And also, I'm seeing you seeking out more information, like books, websites, videos, things like that, that are respecting that introspective space that you have to clarify your own voice around whatever this topic is for you, but that are also giving you some food for thought and some more information. And this feels like a time where you're going into deep research. There's something that has inspired a new curiosity in you. There's something that you want to explore more deeply. And this quiet time is an intentional way for you to start to step in the direction of whatever that is. You're going to find out more about yourself, and that is really important because that helps you learn how you're matching up with whatever this thing is. It helps you have a really clear sense of your authentic self frequency so that you're able to resonate with this thing, this concept, this opportunity, this new direction for your life, this whatever this is for you. Could even be a new relationship or a new work partnership or a new job, whatever this is for you. When you're really in touch with that authentic frequency that you carry, that you bring to the situation, you allow the room to shift and change for you and around you. And the parts that naturally resonate with you are the parts that either stay or become amplified, and everything that doesn't will shift all on its own. It's a way easier way to do this work, because we want to make sure that your effort is being put in where your effort really needs to be put in. We don't want you efforting and losing energy and becoming drained because you're not sure where your effort has to go. And something that is really important with creating anything in our lives is having a really clear understanding of how we create as much as we can, right? Because we're learning all the time. And maybe that's your area of focus, and what it is that you're curious about learning right now is actually the nature of how you create. But what it's important to know is that there's a process to this. There's a process to the way that we create. There are laws, right? And the cool thing about that is that most of these laws are so far in the background of the process that all of the things that we maybe think are the laws or think are the rules are actually not. Those are the things that we get to shift and change when we shift and change our beliefs. So the most important laws to keep in mind are, or maybe the most important one, is that your beliefs really create the structure for how you create. And you get to dial into and accept the things that you want to be true for your process. And at the end of the video, I'll share a couple of the things that work really well for me for creating this way. And I did just put up a TikTok video too that goes into one of my beloved practices that I, well, you just watch the video, okay? We won't go into it right now. Okay, let's see what our second card is for today. Parenting and children. I'm going to pull some clarification on this as well. Have you ever noticed how kids just aren't in a hurry? Okay, so the card that I pulled for clarification is the inner child card. So that's the direction that we're taking this. Some of you may be parents, some of you may have children. All of you are children, right? Not that you're like a child right now, but I just mean like you have parents. They may or may not be with us. You may or may not know who they are, but other people made you. So each of us has this experience of being in this constellation where we're related to others. And that's what's coming up right now. There's some ancestral work, some healing, some stuff that's coming to the surface. And what I'm seeing is that this stuff has been like throwing you for some loops, but you haven't been associating it as being ancestral work. There have been a lot of things that have been happening in your life, like these patterns kind of, what I'm seeing is like the pattern plays out until it literally runs out. Like it runs out of steam and then it just doesn't, there's like nothing left. It's like if you have a ball of yarn and you throw it and it'll go, like just say you could throw really, really hard and really far. This yarn ball will go and go and go and go and go until there's just no more ball. And then it's just a string. And if you follow this string back, you get all the way to the root or the source of that pattern. And that's what they're showing me is important for you right now. Because there have been certain things in your life that you've thought are all about you. And that's not like a selfish thing. That's just that it's more of a self-centered thing. It's more that you have been seeing yourself as the center of your constellation, which is totally normal and natural because that's your place of power, right? That's yourself is where you want to be focused. But at the same time, it can be really helpful to take some time, whether that's in meditation or as you're waking up in the morning or before you're falling asleep, or even just like on a contemplative walk, where you think about the possibility that maybe not all of these patterns started with you. That maybe there are some things that you're playing out, some patterns that are running through you that actually came from behind you. And maybe some of those people are still around you and you're actually in real time responding to those patterns. Something that I'll say, just from my personal experience, is that I've been noticing how some of my siblings are showing me more about myself by showing me the patterns that they're playing out that our parents gave them. And then I take that reflection and I go, oh wow, is that something that I have worked with? Do I have that pattern, or have I had that pattern in the past? Is this a pattern that I've broken that I can then either teach them as an example, or I can offer some sort of insight or information that can help them get through the rest of that yarn ball so that they're able to go, oh wow, this is just a string. This is just a string. It's just leading me back to show me where this came from. And I'm free from it. I can walk forward from it and I don't have to continue to roll with it, right? I don't have to continue to play out that pattern. So this inner child work that you're being called to do right now is really around looking at what is it that you have been experiencing in your life circumstantially that you've thought is all because of you. And maybe you've also thought, oh, it's the systems, it's the world around me, it's the what I have to participate in, it's all these things that are out here, but you're still seeing yourself as the central part of how you respond to those systems or how you play into those systems. You're being encouraged to look at this with a wider lens and just look at how far back this string goes. And I'm also hearing specifically to pray about this. Pray for the clarity and for the protection to be able to follow the string back to the root, because that's not necessarily a path you can walk. That's a path that you have to be pulled along sometimes. And so if you pray to whoever it is that you pray to, or whatever it is that you pray to, whether that's your higher self, spirit, God, any sort of anything, literally, when you pray, you're opening a channel to what is more than just you. So praying is literally a way to get beyond your self-centeredness, because it widens your lens. Naturally, it opens channels of possibility because you're asking for support to come from beyond just you. And it's something that, in my opinion, we all really need to be doing very regularly and doing so much of, because it really benefits us to have that space as open as possible, as much as possible. You don't lose your sense of self when you pray. You don't. You still know that you're the one that has your voice. You're the one communicating outward, right? But at some point, that prayer starts to work in two directions, and you know that it's you that's speaking outward, but you also begin to receive. And you can receive answers that you can't necessarily walk to yourself. That's what I mean by that. Following the string backwards isn't necessarily a path you can walk, because we don't get to go back in time, but we can have things come through to us that are from back there, whether that's in dreams or, again, meditation or contemplation. The next card that we get is trust your intuition. There's something that you've been thinking about. There's something that you've been wanting to do. We have the look inside yourself card. Have you been looking outside of yourself for some answers lately? I know we all do it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. No shame. But you're getting some quiet time right now. You might even have the opportunity to take a little bit of time out of your regular routines. I feel like that one is really let that sink in for a second, okay? Because it's going to anchor for you. It's going to become true. The make music card. That is one of my personal favorite cards because I am a music maker. And oh man, we all can benefit from making music. When you were a kid, did you put rubber bands on plastic containers or bowls or anything like that and pluck them like they were guitar strings? Or did you ever turn over a pot or a pan and just bang on it? And maybe that's triggering. Maybe that brings something up for you that's yeah, and that's when everybody told me to be quiet, or that's when this happened or that happened or whatever. Because parents, as a parent myself, I can say we don't always love to have extra noise added to the room, but making music is something that's innate within you. It's not something you need to get permission for. It's not something you need to be born with a special talent or skill to do. Making music is an innate part of being a human, because guess what? You're an instrument, babe. Your voice is an instrument. You speaking is music. You moving is dance, right? So think about it that way. The more that you can embrace this, the more you're opening up to your creative potential. And that creative potential is leaky, I tell you. It is going to leak into all of the areas of your life that you want to be an absolute creative God, goddess, godex person. Yeah, it's a great channel to choose. Let's see what else we get here. Inner power. And I can feel that we're tightening up the channel here. We're getting close to the close. And visualization. Okay, so really ending with what we started with here. And also with what my TikTok video is about. So I didn't speak on this too much, but I'm being urged to speak on it just a little bit more, or encouraged. You have a power, and it is a power to combine your mental energy with your emotional energy. It is what happens when you combine a thought with a feeling. And I really want to encourage you to go watch my TikTok video, because it is going to give you an awesome real life example of this. But use this power and notice how you're already using it. You imagine things all the time and it brings up a feeling in you. I will tell you, like, this is what my book is about. My book is about all of these things, but this is a very key piece. When you think about a negative thing, like, oh no, what if my car breaks down on this road trip? You get a feeling, right? You're like, everything got tight, or I felt that in the pit of my stomach, or like the fears are there to remind us of this process. They show us, hey, look, you have a body. There's feeling in your body. Your emotion has a place to live through your body. And they show us how our thought and our emotion are connected. So use this power on purpose, and know that you can visualize yourself into situations that you want to be in. You can visualize yourself right into your future self, okay? So I'm going to leave it at that for now. There's so much more to say, and there always is. But one thing that I've found is that if I get ambitious and I start to talk like as long as I think I might be able to, my kids wake up. So if you would like to go deeper with me into a one-to-one reading or energy work, please check out my links. You can book that with me. If you would like to have some music to support you during your process, I recommend starting with my album Between by Mama Rose, and just stay tuned. There's always more coming. I'm so happy that you're here, and I hope that you have a really great day and a great week, feeling empowered to bring these messages and these practices into the path that you're walking. Okay? Bye for now. This is Mama Rose.